Did you like that? Was it a little over the top? It may have been a little over the top. But one cannot be too serious about knitting those second socks. More on that later. Hello, I'm Sarah, also known as Lovesockwool on Ravelry and Instagram. We have a Ravelry group for this podcast called Lovesockwool, so you can search for that in the group tabs, and if you would like to, please come and join. It's been fun seeing people sharing their socks that they're working on and sharing their recipes. There's a recipe thread, and it's been really fun to see all the people who've commented in the Arnie and Carlos giveaway, which I just realized I forgot to bring that down. I may have to pause and go grab that so that I can do the giveaway, which I need to get my random number generator thingy up and running so I can pick a winner. So we'll do that a little bit later. How are you? What have you been up to? Have you been knitting socks? Have you shared them on the group so that I can see them? Because I want to see them. I want to see and be inspired by what you're doing. So this week's been really busy, extremely busy. I've been getting a lot of sewing done, and last weekend we had family and friends in town visiting, so we did a lot of family stuff and celebrated Priscilla's 11th birthday for the second time, and then we're going to celebrate it again for the third time this weekend with all of her friends. So it's just a month. We're just going to take the whole month and just keep celebrating. Okay, let's get into the knitting and the sock knitting and what I finished. I only have one finished thing, and if you've been following me on Instagram, you've already seen it, but I finished my Crazy Sauberball socks. They're done. An actual pair. Yay! This is Volca 7 Crazy Sauberball, and I found the yarn at a local yarn shop in Minneapolis. What was the name of that shop? Linden Yarn and Textiles, I think was the name of it. And I really, really enjoyed knitting these. It was a very pleasant knit. So that's my only finished object. I'm trying to remember the last time I finished an actual pair of socks. I think it was Ben's Misty Alpaca socks. I think that was the last pair I finished, but that was like a month or two ago. I gotta get on the ball. So, okay, second half finished object is I finished the first Flying North sock. This is a pattern by Maria Monska of Stitched in Sweden, and it's a free pattern, and she just published this pattern like, was it 2 weeks ago? Something like that. So I immediately downloaded it and cast it on. So, and it's she writes the pattern toe up, and I did do that. I don't usually knit my socks toe up, so it was kind of a nice change to do that. It's still not my favorite way to knit socks, but I enjoyed it. It went pretty quickly, and it's just a nice textured, V. And I used 2.25 millimeter needles, and I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel. And then, I think after the heel turn, I did like 4 V's and then 25 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, which I realized after I started doing that my stitch count was not right for 2x2 ribbing, so I just had to quick create 2 stitches to make it work. I didn't actually read the pattern. I don't even know what Maria wants you to do. Maybe she has you do 1x1 ribbing. It's helpful if you read patterns to learn what you're supposed to do next. I do not always do that. Do you? Do you actually read patterns? You probably do, because you're a much better person than I am. Okay, so that was that, and that's it. That's the only things I've actually finished. So later today, I need to try to get that second toe going, at least just get it going, and then we'll see. You know how I am. Let's see. Okay, whips. There are many. I I showed you this one last week. This is Above the Clouds by Juliana's Fiber in her sparkly base. I knit a really long rib, like 40 rounds of 1x1 ribbing, which is a little bit painful, but you know, you just keep going and then it's done. And I managed to get the heel turn done, and I'm working down the gussets. 2.25 millimeter needles, carbons, which I enjoy greatly. Here's the yarn. Only the first sock. What can I say? Everything about, well, no, not everything I'm about to show you was the first sock. But actually, this is the only one that's a first sock. The rest are second socks. Okay. Hold on just a second. I think I left my other sock that I was working on. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I know, major faux pas, actually leaving the screen whilst podcasting, but needs must. Okay, so remember I showed you this one? I had finished this Regia Jacquard in the Colibri colorway. I had finished the first one, and it's a man-sized sock. I guessed the second one on. Way to go. So I've got number 2. Good progress going. And my motivation for getting the second one going, because I had said that these would probably be for my brother-in-law, Josh. Well, he is traveling abroad in a foreign country right now. And I told him before I go, or rather I asked him before he left. I was like, are you going to be walking the streets? If you are, you got to find me a knockoff Louis Vuitton bag. And he did. He found one for a really great deal. I mean, it's probably not real, but it might be real, but it might be stolen. I don't know. Anyway, he sent me the picture through his wife, and it's beautiful. So I said I would make him a pair of socks as payment or finder's fee, whatever. So I'm really excited about that. So, okay, so that's a second sock. So good, see, I do knit second socks. I do get there eventually. Okay, then this is the Dale sock, and this is the second sock. I think I showed, sorry, there's like hair in my mouth. I showed this first one, I think in my first episode that I put up. And then here's the second one. I did get the heel turned. And I'm just working down the gussets. This time, remembering to put the snowflake little flecks in with the gusset, because with this one, I didn't do that. I just didn't. I don't know. Again, I didn't read the pattern. I'm learning slowly but surely. Okay, so this is in Stroll. This is Merlot heather, and this is Dogwood heather. And I really love knitting with Stroll. Yeah, I do find that with wearing it gets quite fuzzy, but it's hard wearing, and it's like a marshmallow to knit with. It's a good one. It's a keeper. And of course, appropriately, keeping my Dale socks, my lovely Molly bag that she made for me, and a swap that we did. Oh, I just love this bag so much. I have to hug it. Okay. Did I forget to bring everything else too? Wait a second. I think I did. What? You guys, if you stick with me, you're extraordinarily patient. Yep, here it is. See, I told you I wasn't very organized, so now I'm proving myself. Okay, this is a second sock, and it has been on the needles for quite some time. I'm trying to remember when I purchased this yarn. I think I got it last November. This is an indie dyer called Stimpy Lab. Her name is Lynn, and she's in California. And she dyes the most incredible speckly spotted yarn. And this is her strong sock. You know, I think it's like an 80-20 merino nylon blend, and this is called Cowbells, and she does a monthly sock club, and you can join anytime. You just go to her website, stimkulab.com, and you can purchase her monthly sock club in any of her bases, assuming that she's not sold out of it, because sometimes she is. But she is an incredible dyer. I've purchased several skeins of sock yarn from her. So this is number 2, so I'm getting there. Pretty stitch marker. So yeah, I should have brought down the first one so I can prove that this is the second one. But of course I didn't do that. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, so that was 2 second socks. No, that's 3 second socks. Dale, Stimpy Lab, and the Regia. Okay. Next. Oh, okay. I have another second sock going from my basket of socks. Previewed in the trailer. Filmed for me by Scorsese, aka Priscilla. These kids, once they realized there was an iMovie app, they've been making all these hysterical trailers, like with the neighbor kids and their friends from school, and they're so funny because they're like so dramatic and professional with, crazy kids in them. Anyway, so Priscilla was giving me all kinds of help and tips. She did a good job. Okay, so this is sock number 2 as well. This is Vesper sock yarn knitterly things in bubblegum hopscotch. Isn't that pretty? And it is number 2. Using my carbons. These are double zeros. That's ridiculous. Look, there's ink on my hand. This is really beautiful sock yarn, but it is extremely skinny. And in order to get any kind of a decent gauge, I gotta use double zeros. But I don't normally use needles this tiny for socks, but I quite enjoy it. And for some reason, these carbons and double zeros are very, very pleasant to knit with. So we're getting there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I have 5 or 6 socks laying around the house that are second socks. So, speaking of second socks, I have decided that a fun thing to do for maybe our first Cal in the Lovesockwool group would be to knit down our second sock. So second sock down. And this is going to be an ongoing knit along, like through to the end of the summer, I was thinking. Because that was like the goal I was going to give myself, is how many second socks can I get done by the end of the summer? So like, what is that, August 31st, we'll say? Is there an August 31st? I think there is. I also have, okay, so I've shown you this basket, which is just sock whips, and all of these are first socks. There is another basket upstairs that are all first sock, completed first socks that need second socks knit. And at last count, I believe there was 15. So I don't know if I can do that in a summer. That's probably not realistic. But I could get some of them done. So anyway, if we do this second sock down Cal, surely I am not the only one who has second socks that need to be knit, or have people who have first socks that they knitted and then they never cast on the second one. Would you like some motivation to finish those second socks? Because I sure need the motivation. And what I was thinking is that I could open up 2 threads, one for showing your progress with chatter and funness, and then another thread showing me your finished pairs. So when you actually finish that second sock, you can post it in the FO thread with no chatter. And I mean, okay, I have 15 that need to get done. And that's not even including all of the other crazy cast-ons I've done, like when I went on vacation. That's not even including them. So this is so insane. It's ridiculous. Why do we do this to ourselves? What was I going to say? Oh, so what I was going to say is in the finished object thread, post, like if everyone could just have one post. So if you've got several socks that you do finish, just go in, if you want to add more pictures, just edit your post so that everyone has just one. Does that make sense? So just that way, as if randomly throughout the summer, I will jump in and do some prizes or giveaways, or send people a sock bag or something, or a really fun skein of sock yarn, or a pattern or something, and it'll be totally random. There are no rules to this, gal. And I would also like to point out that I am the world's worst knit-along contributor. Like if I'll get all fired up about doing a knit-along and cast on and get about a third or halfway done, and then I just can't do it anymore. And if you give me a deadline, forget it. Like it'll just never happen. So I'm notoriously bad at knit-alongs. But this one is very casual. It's going to last for a long time. And I really need to knit these second socks. So can we help each other? Can we encourage each other to finish our second socks? Would you like this? Does this appeal to you? Do you want to do this? Let me know. But either way, I'm calling with myself and nobody else does. But I have a hard time believing there's not other people out there who are in the same or similar predicaments that I get myself into, because we are sock knitters and we are a crazy bunch of people. Okay, so I will get that going. What else was I going to say? That's it. That's all this is all I've been knitting on is all these socks I just showed you. What have you been knitting on? Will you please come and post and show what you've been knitting? Because I want to see what you guys are doing. And I did just want to say, like, I don't want this podcast, this ghetto podcast that I'm doing, I don't want it to just be about me. I want it to be about you and us and sharing in the community of the fun of sock knitting and not just sock knitting, everything you're knitting, because all knitting is spectacular. Okay, so I have a tiny bit of stash enhancement that I will share with you. Okay, it's right here. Did you guys see the thread I put up with the link to hotyarns.com for the Regia Trend and Classic Tweed? I got some too. It was on sale for like $11.95. You can't pass that up. That's really good. So this is color 09068, people. And it's a nice cream with colorful neps. I can't wait to play with this. And I'm going to play with it. Forget all these second socks and finishing it. I've got to play with this. And I said to myself, if I survived the dentist this morning, I had to go to the dentist this morning. Just for a cleaning. You would think I was going in for open heart surgery with how nervous I get. But I don't have any cavities. Yay! So I said, I will reward myself with being able to play with my stash. Okay, so that was from Hot Yarns. The next two are also from Hot Yarns. So every now and then, I get completely enamored with Alsterman's Step. Have you guys ever knit with this stuff? It's really nice sock yarn. It's the kind that has aloe vera and jojoba or jojoba oil in it, so it really is soft. I would say of all the like kind of commercially made printed sock yarns, this is the softest, and it's hard wearing. I really, really like it. I've only made one pair for my mom for her birthday last year, and it was a very similar color to this one, which is color number 165. The one I made for my mom was like a lighter pink with more cream in it. So this is like a darker version of that. I cannot wait to play with this. I really want to play with this very soon. This one is color number 48. And I don't know if you can see the picture, of what it's supposed to knit up like. Sorry, keep going dark. It's really fun. So I'm just excited. And again, I think this was only like 14 or 15 bucks. I'm telling you guys, hotyarns.com, check them out. Like every now and then, just go and check and see what they have, because they have opal, regia, fortissima. They've got all the different like German, European yarns. But I was so excited when I saw this because they have the colors. They have like red and blue, and they have this really fun kind of mustardy green color. I almost got that one, but I limited myself to one. So yeah, that's my only stash enhancement for this week. There might be more next week. We'll see. Let's see if I can go a week without buying yarn. Goodness knows I need to not buy yarn. I did not work on my blanket at all. I still have that same Crazy Zauberball mini going. I still haven't finished that. It ebbs and flows. So, okay, I'm going to stop right here and run upstairs and get the Arnie and Carlos and do the giveaway. Okay, so I ran upstairs and got the Arnie and Carlos, and there were 44 comments on the Arnie and Carlos giveaway, and so I just put an app on my phone, and I came up with 25. So let's go see who 25 is. One moment while I check. Who is number 25, you say? I don't know. Sorry, I probably should have done this before. We're almost there, you guys. It's on the first page. It's Hot Pink Socks! And her name is Stephanie. You won the Arnie and Carlos. Congratulations. I will PM you, or if you see this before I get a chance to PM you can PM me with your address, and I'll send this out to you. Let me show it to you. The Arnie and Carlos Regia in color number 03656. I do not know what the name of this is. I know they have names, but I'm not sure what the name of this one is. It's a blue with shots of like kind of red or rust through it and white. It'll kind of knit up like in a mock Fair Isle kind of deal. So thank you everybody for commenting, and I'm sure there will be more giveaways in the future. I'm sorry this is such a short episode. Today is actually a super busy day. I have to pick up my kids early from school, and then there's other events going on for the rest of the day. So I'm sorry this has to be so short. But really, I just wanted to introduce the second Sockdown Cal, which starts now. It starts now until the end of the summer. And and I was thinking on Instagram, which is usually where I spend the most of my time. If you want to show your pictures, do a hashtag second Sockdown, and then we can see everybody's second socks. So have a wonderful week. I hope that spring has sprung where you live. It is definitely here in St. Paul. It's beautiful out and sunny and clear. And it's probably in the 60s. It'll probably get to the 70s today, I bet. It's just delightful. So, God bless. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.